This tutorial is all about building your tourism signs homepage. Let's begin by selecting what sign we want to work with from our dashboard. Click the Edit Sign button indicated by the pencil icon here. From here, you'll be taken to that sign's main content management page. If you haven't already, let's begin by creating a name for our sign. It's important this name can be used to identify what kiosk our sign's content is going to be displayed on. For example, if you're creating a sign for a kiosk going to your visitor center, you might want to name that sign Visitor Center Kiosk, like we have here. This name will not be displayed to your visitors in any way, and it's for internal use only. Now that we've named our sign, let's take a look at some of the color options. There are two different color fields. The first is the primary color field, which is responsible for the sign's border and app icon images. Next, we have the secondary color field, which is responsible for the background color of our apps. You can set the colors in two ways, either by searching a specific hex color code or dragging the cursor along the bar for a full range of options. Once you've decided what colors you'd like, hit the Save button, and this will be automatically communicated to your sign. Now let's talk about how your content moves from your laptop, where you build your sign, to your kiosk, where your visitors enjoy it. If you look at the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see a toggle that says Live Updates. When this is turned on, the changes you make to your sign are immediately pushed down to your kiosk. When the live updates are on, it takes quick tourists an average of 5 to 10 seconds to display those changes on your kiosk. If you prefer to wait and push all of the updates at once, simply toggle the live update switch to off and then switch it back on when you're ready to make those changes. Now let's talk about the recommended image sizes that you see here. In order for our software to generate these, you'll first need to launch your sign to your kiosk before you begin adding content. Head to our help section and watch a tutorial with instructions on how to launch your sign to your kiosk. It's important to do this prior to adding photos so quick tourists can recommend the optimal image sizes for your screen. Now that you have a list of recommended image sizes, let's go over what these mean. Once your sign's been launched to your kiosk, Quick Tourist will run a 20-second diagnostic check and take measurements of your kiosk screen size. Based on these measurements, it will create a set of recommended image sizes. These recommendations are there to help you upload images that are going to visually look and feel the best for your specific screen size. You can upload any image size you want, and our software will automatically scale it. But for a cohesive look without any white space, you'll want to adhere to those recommended image sizes we provide. Now let's talk about widgets. Your Quick Tourist sign has built-in widgets, which include the weather, as you can see here running across the top of your screen, the date and time. At the bottom, you have a spot for a logo if you so choose, and your accessibility controls. You are able to turn all of these on and off by hitting these toggles here. You can display them when they're turned on to green, and if they're switched off, they will not display on your screen. Now let's start with weather. So you're going to first want to create a name for your weather setting, and then you can choose a location of where you want your weather to display. So for the purpose of this tutorial, we're going to set our weather to Vancouver, British Columbia. We're going to hit Find Location. And then we're going to decide how many days of weather we want to display on our kiosk. So we can go anywhere from 1 to 5 days. And depending on where you are, you can also display this in either Celsius, as you see here, or switch it to Fahrenheit. And once you're happy with those changes, you're going to want to hit Save. If your live updates are on, that's going to be automatically pushed down to your kiosk. Now let's move on to the next widget, which is time. Just like weather, you're going to want to create a label for this setting, and then you can see that there are a number of different date and time options. You can toggle through a couple of these here, and once you're happy with the way it looks, you're just going to want to hit Save, and if your live updates are on, that's automatically going to be pushed down to your kiosk. Next, let's move on to logo. Now, I've already uploaded a logo, as you can see here, but if we were to want to upload a different one or change it, we're going to click here, and that's going to prompt your computer to open your File Explorer. Select whatever image you'd like to use for your logo, double-click, press Open, and that's going to appear here on the left-hand side of the screen. Now, if you're having troubles seeing your logo because maybe it's in white and it has a transparent background, you can select one of these color options below, and that's going to provide a background so it can show up. Now, this color is only going to be visible here in your content management editor. It's not actually going to be displayed on your kiosk. And lastly, we are going to talk about our accessibility control. And this is evident here in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Now, the accessibility control, when turned on, makes your kiosk accessible for those travelers that have disabilities. When it's selected, it creates a pop-up mouse on the bottom of the screen, allowing your visitor to navigate the screen without needing to reach a large distance. Now, below you'll see the following apps also: dining, events, shopping, hotel, things to do, visitor information. And we'll touch on these more in another tutorial video, but for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to show you that you can either choose to display or not display all of these apps by simply toggling them between on and off. And that concludes our tutorial video. Head to our help section for more useful videos on how to use the Quick Tourist platform.